Amazing. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself again.
Yes, my name is Frederic Zwahlen. I am working for CSL Vifor. I am in a role of process standardization, process alignment across the company, focus mainly on supply chain and operation processes.
Amazing. You've been in the industry, you said 30 plus years?
30 years, yes, and mainly in operation, manufacturing, site management, quality. So
Yeah. And did you always kind of know that that's where you were going to start? Were you going to go into kind of pharma supply chain? Was that always kind of where you saw your career going, or was it kind of it's happy accidents that have led you to get there?
Yes, good. Supply chain is always very important.
Yes.
It's the orchestrating
It's a
of
lot
the
there,
operation.
it's a lot of jobs.
And so that, I joined LogiPharma, I don't remember when, at one event.
I was going to ask, how many LogiPharmas have you done?
I think 3, 4 at least.
Yes, okay. So you're well versed. So you've done both the Connect, which we're at today, and then the big one
Yes.
in April, yeah.
Yes.
I won't ask you a favourite. They're both different in their own way, aren't they? But I guess you've just come off of speaking. We'll touch into a bit more about the topic there. It'd be great to kind of hear what the theme was. Is this kind of an area of expertise that you have?
From today.
Yeah, from today, yeah.
And yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah. Time flies.
Yes, Connect is the key point. We have a big program to realign our platform, the ERP, and some edge system to the process. But the other big intent is to connect really with external, which is very a weak point for us. And I am quite sure this connectivity will bring added value because we see that we need the data from everywhere to have solid planning.
Absolutely. And I guess with that in mind, on your session, let's dive into that topic, I guess, because it's a big one there. A lot of kind of data, technology. How did it go? What was kind of the main takeaways, you'd say?
Yes, the topic was breaking silo, access to data, and this is still a concern. Inside the company, it's sometimes difficult to access all data because they are not all in one centralized place. Some financial data are more under finance, some are more under commercial, others are in the supply chain system. In addition, you don't have access to external data so easily. So this is a key point. So this access and to break the silo. In addition, I think some of our peers, so function, commercial, mainly commercial, don't really understand why do we need this data and update the data permanently and recheck the data. So clear, it's a little bit of pain in their neck, but if they get the understanding that with good data they will have a good delivery service to their customer or patient, then they on board usually.
How can organizations then, if kind of data access is kind of a headache there that people have, how can people counter that? How can you get those teams on board with kind of getting better data access, I guess? I know that's no easy task as well, getting better data access.
Yeah, good. We have in the company two way of doing. We are actually aligning. In one smaller business unit, the responsibility of team and planning is in supply chain, and they make interview of commercial organization to get the data, to challenge some data. In another, commercial is in charge to provide the data, and there, frankly, we don't get always what is needed from a supply chain point of view. Most probably with a lack of understanding or training or whatever. So, and we are now aligning that it's really, you have to serve the commercial to get their feedback.
Absolutely. You mentioned training there. I guess a lot of kind of organizations are looking at kind of reskilling and kind of having your kind of teams learn that. How is that an easy thing? It must be quite a hard thing to get everyone's buy-in to kind of learn these new skills if they're used to kind of doing things a certain way.
Yeah, no, it's a challenge, and it's clear. On one side, we are happy to have teams which stay longer in the company
you want
are
that,
well
yeah.
established, and it's a good sign that the
Yeah.
company is healthy.
Exactly.
But on contrary, clear, this don't always trigger good upskill of skilling. Yeah?
Absolutely. I guess the people that you hire as well are changing, like who's applying for the job. Do you find that the people that you attract to the company are different than it would have been 30 years ago? Or is it kind of similar, but just the technology and data is changing?
No, the younger one has more technology yeah, endorsement as
Yeah.
the older one for sure. Um, and they eventually they look at it a little bit in a smarter way, I will say, a little bit high level. Usually, frankly, the new onboarded and new generation is very well educated.
Yeah.
So from an education perspective, they catch the topic much quicker. But another challenge, and we were now in a forum with AI, it's how to keep the talent in supply chain, because supply chain is, on one part is repetitive
Yeah.
work, and clear if you can make use of AI or software, most probably they will stay. But if they have to do themselves this repetitive work, then you cannot get the high skill with routine work.
Yeah, it's definitely AI's definitely made things different and a challenge. I guess we've had that even in kind of from a content perspective. I do LogiPharma's content, and you do see kind of how people approach kind of copy and asking questions shift because of this introduction of AI, which I guess follows on to my next kind of series of questions, because I guess data is so important to making AI function. That must be kind of having good high quality data must be such a key part for AI, for example. Is that something that you guys are kind of dipping your toe into when it comes to AI?
Yeah. I'm not so sure that AI is so dependent of high quality, because you
Yeah.
can bypass uh, the master data. This you can because of the capability of artificial intelligence to treat a mass of data. You can ask them to based on true transactional data and not master data. So on one side, it's eventually less important to have good master data. It's clear for the system efficiency, most probably to have upfront the right master data help to go further and not to be always a little bit taking effort to overcome this hurdle.
On AI, I guess when everyone here is kind of when I interview people, they're all kind of want to talk about AI and it's the next big thing. It'd be great to kind of hear your perspective on, do we have the kind of use cases? Kind of what is it going to be, this kind of massive thing? Are we kind of seeing the full impact of it that everyone kind of seems to say we are, or has it got a lot more work to do? I know that we spoke earlier, but
Yeah, I think with AI we will have two kind of AI agents. We
yeah.
will have the more the supportive agents,
Yes.
taking care of this routine task, checking, overview, and so on, or kind of control tower automatize, where you can clear with this facilitation to interact with the agent to ask for to go one step further, not only a dashboard which is fixed and you cannot move it. And then you will have a very high level agent capable to orchestrate eventually sub agent and so on. So I think, and there's one clear. Here you will need a little bit more skills to install them, and most probably the journey to get them delivering what you request, and that you are confident that they deliver the right things.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like everyone wants to talk about it, and no one seems to kind of really know, and everyone's a bit scared of it. I think that the biggest conversation that I have is kind of this balance between AI, the kind of human aspect, kind of is it just kind of going to take over, or is it going to be able to just kind of function and help things be when it comes to efficiency? And that's probably where it is, rather than it still needs the human aspect, I guess.
Yes, but I think it's like your car, I mean, self-driving
Yes.
car, it's very similar. I mean,
Yeah.
here in Europe, we are not so, I mean, not so far. We go a little bit stepwise,
Yes.
so you get some support assistance, but you are
Mm-hmm.
not, you, I mean, only few people will fully trust the car.
I
And
haven't
I
been in
know in
one yet.
US
Yeah.
they go a little bit further,
Yeah.
quicker.
I haven't been in a self-driving car yet, so I don't know. Have you done
No,
that yet? No.
no.
Would you get in there?
No, I go. Yeah, with some
Yeah, yeah,
limitation. I must
some
say,
limitations.
even in city
Yeah,
where the traffic
exactly.
is slow.
Well, I guess it's the same as kind of a lot of my kind of family's use of AI is kind of popping all the stuff they've got in their fridge into ChatGPT and asking it to create a recipe for it. But they've still got it's not going to get made without them actually physically making the stuff. So, but yeah, no, self-driving car. I haven't quite gotten there, but maybe someday. I've seen friends do it and send me a picture, and that is a bit scary. But I guess back onto your session there. I guess if we'd done a Q&A for it, what would be the kind of your burning question to ask about the topic?
Yeah, it was not direct question there, but I think the question of which area to do to build use case which are not most probably not too complex, so simple use case that deliver quick something, and most probably to increase the confidence that what is delivered is
Yeah.
robust enough so we can trust, and so that we can yeah, elevate the journey.
Absolutely, yeah. And I guess when it comes to kind of use cases, you don't want to just jump in at the deep end with a new technology that you haven't tried or tested in an organization. You'll probably want to start small, right? Yeah, absolutely. And I guess on a kind of wider scale, is there been any other discussions while you've been at LogiPharma Connect that have kind of been particularly interesting or kind of have added to the conversation that you started in your session?
Yeah, where I try really to share with peers is the experience on connecting
Yeah.
with external company. No one seems really to have find the solution. You have the very work intense and cost intense to connect one to one. This is ADI, this is well known, but it's not very exciting, and it's difficult to yeah, to keep this up to date with the change of partner, of supplier you have in a constant manner. I saw some solution of platform, but some fear of colleagues is to be trapped by these platforms or to be, yeah, not to be open, to be trapped with a certain circle. So this is most probably a risk. So this most probably the midway will be to have a mix of these different interactions.
I guess that's you touched on it earlier, but kind of budgets and cost saving. That must be such a we know ourselves kind of everyone's being asked to kind of tighten the budget and all that jazz. Is that a kind of is that something that comes into play when it comes to kind of you always have to think about your budget when you're deciding to invest in new technology, I guess.
Yes.
If you can,
Yeah, and I think the investment will be okay. It's the maintenance cost because if you have always to adapt, then you have a quite high burden level.
Yeah.
Then it's
Not all things are
questionable.
equal,
With,
yeah,
feedback.
exactly. If you could kind of, I guess, wave a magic wand or a crystal ball or something to kind of predict what's going to happen in the industry, is there anything that you think, any predictions you could make about the pharma supply chain for the next 10, 15 years?
Yeah, good. It will. I mean, most probably it will be massively digitalized.
Yes.
I am quite sure. Um, Most probably the supply chain will be more centralized. It was historically more in yeah, site-based organized. I suspect that to master this tool and to make use at best of this tool, you will need to get a certain yeah, size of teams
Yeah.
to get the skills and to consolidate the skills.
Absolutely. Amazing. And any final takeaways before we wrap up?
No, I mean,
you got it, yeah.
I think it's really a big chance to exchange with colleagues and
Yeah.
no big opportunity in a nice place.
And yeah, I'll let Louis do his. This is the beauty of live podcasting is they've got the announcements going. But yeah, for full context to anybody listening, we did have to record this again because of a technical issue. So it's been nice to get to have
Yeah.
this conversation
Thank you.
once again. It's going to be
Yeah.
an absolute highlight. Thank you so much for your time.